Hello everybody, this is Sophie from Florence, and I wanted to shoot a little live video because, you know what, all my clients struggle with the same big thing. And it's very interesting because I used to suffer from the same thing as well. And this is, you know, very serious, but on the other hand, it's also really good news because it means that if we are all so similar and if we're all struggling with the same things, then we can also find the solution. And I have found the solution, and I'm very happy to be sharing this with you because this, like what I'm telling you now, I would have done anything for this, what I know now, back when I was stuck in an anxiety disorder. When I was going around in my head all day long, not being able to sleep or even eat sometimes, worrying so much, always wondering if there was one way out of this. Always asking myself, like, why am I stuck in this situation? Why am I going around in my head in the same circles over and over again and not finding the answer to my problem? And I felt so alone, always thinking I was crazy for being always so anxious and fearful, and just, you know, in Italian, they have this expression, it's called fare le seghe mentali, which means like jerking off mentally, because you do the same thing over and over and over and over again. And, well, maybe at least jerking off gets to a result, but, you know, going around in your head in circles doesn't. And it keeps you stuck in the same spot. And you know what happens? You act out of fear instead of out of love, and so you make choices that maybe are only based on you trying to avoid the worst thing from happening. And so you stay stuck. You don't move forward, and then you beat yourself up for staying stuck, and on and on and on and on. So it's like a downward spiral. So this thing, I really notice that everybody, like everybody, from mums to women who've moved to Florence and they're close to their 50s, to young women in their 20s, every time, after every session at the end, when I ask, so what are you taking away from the session? Like 9 out of 10 times it's, well, you know what? I shouldn't be so hard on myself. I should cut myself some slack. I should trust myself more. I should really, really speak up for myself more and put myself first. We all have this to learn. And I used to, you know, have to work on this as well. And I learned the hard way, you know, really being stuck in anxiety disorder. And I really had to find a way to get out of it because I couldn't function properly. I took medication and then tried everything, like I shared today in my group, the Yes Woman, to get out of it. And the number one solution, like the only thing that really helped me to escape from it, was learning how to love myself. And still now, when I say it, I feel this sounds so weird. Every time I say it, I still think that, because it sounds weird, like loving yourself. Oh, that's arrogant. Oh, so you think you're one big shot, or you're so important, or you're better than someone else. I don't think that. What I do know, what I think, and what I'm totally convinced of, is that how we see the world, how we see our lives, how we live our lives, how we feel about ourselves is key to creating the life that you desire and feeling really fulfilled. And when you are fulfilled and happy, then you also spread that in the world. So it all starts with yourself and how you see yourself. And imagine for a second, just for one crazy second, that you loved yourself and you accepted yourself exactly the way you are. Just think about it. Just feel into that. Like, just, I love myself, I accept myself, I embrace myself, I forgive myself. What happens? You feel relieved. You feel you can let go. You can relax. You can just be who you are. All my clients always say, you know, I should just trust myself more. Just be myself more. Everybody says that, okay? You're not the only one. I'm not the only one. Everybody, all the women that I work with, always have that as their challenge. And so that started me thinking, how can I be of service more to you and always like give you what you need? Well, that is teaching you what has freed me from my predicament, from my prison of anxiety, of being stuck, of feeling so fucking stupid. You know how fucking stupid I felt for being so stuck in that anxiety, having to take medication? I felt like I was worth shit. Pardon my French, but that's how I felt. And I said to myself, so I need to get rid of the medication so then I can actually be worthy of living a life that I desire and just, even exist on this planet. It gets to you so much. Judging yourself is like the number one way to get yourself out of the game. And so when I learned how to love myself, everything changed. Everything changed. And that's where I finally decided to move to Florence and set up my life here. And still now I support myself I do the craziest things, like you have no idea. I take so many risks. Maybe it all looks very glamorous, me and my smiles and traveling and everywhere. But I am scared shitless all of the time because I put myself in very dangerous spots by risking a lot. But why do I do that? Why am I able to do that? Why am I able to just, go forward anyway? I mean, listen to what I'm saying. I'm putting myself in a place where I'm scared. Being scared and afraid used to be my biggest enemy. But now I can deal with that because I am there for myself, because I love myself and I support myself. I'm like my own cheerleader. And when you have that, well, then you feel so powerful. You feel unstoppable, like I wrote here on top of the post, because when you have yourself to fall back on, it doesn't matter what happens, if you fuck up or if you do well, because it's always going to be fine. You're always going to be fine. So you feel safe with yourself. I feel self-confident, not because I'm some sort of superstar who's like better than anyone else and I'm on top of the mountain. No, I feel self-confident because I know that whatever happens, okay? Even if I lose all my money, even if I lose all like the love I'm receiving from my wonderful partner, even if I were to lose a family member, which I don't want that to happen, but I know that in the end I'll be fine. I just know, because I've built this base, this strong, solid, rock-solid base within myself, where I just know I can lean on, I can fall back on. And you know what? Being able to say this, I would love to send this video to myself 10 years ago, because I was everything but self-confident. I didn't have a solid base. I was like, even when I wouldn't even drink coffee because that would give me too much anxiety. I just made myself a wonderful Italian espresso in my mocha in my Florentine home. Like, I was so fragile, which, I mean, I'm not judging that, but I'm just making the comparison with now. And why is the difference so big? Because I learned to love myself. I filled myself up. So I always love the expression to be full of yourself. It has a very negative connotation, but it's actually the only answer to standing strong. Because when you're full of yourself, you have a solid base, you have roots, and whatever happens, you stay standing. Do you see that? How you can be like, you have these toys, you remember these toys that have this round bottom, and then when you just push them forward or backward or left or right, they just stay standing up because they have a very solid base. I think there's like iron or something in the base, because it's that. And from when you have that, whatever happens, you'll be fine. And then you'll dare to do so many things that are, yes, scary, but you do them anyway because you have yourself to fall back on. And so, long story short, these techniques and these, I don't want to call them tricks, but all these tips and all these learnings and teachings and insights and things I have learned that have gotten me to a place where I can say, yes, I'm a confident woman. I'm very proud of that. It's not arrogant, it's just I've created that for myself. I'm going to share them with you. I want to share them with you. In my group program, it's called Rock Your Own World, and I still love the title. Because it's about that, rocking your own world and creating your own solid base. And the one and only secret to that is loving yourself. If you want to learn how to do that, the coming month in this program, it's a closed Facebook group, very accessible, very easy. I'm going to share tips. There will be a live training like this. I'll be talking to you. and you can answer, or you can ask your questions and I will answer them live, and it's going to be fun. There are other powerful women in there just like you, and it's an honor for me to teach you these techniques that have literally changed my life, and I want to help you get there as well. So if this resonates at all, do you think like, hey, I think I could use a little bit more self-love because I keep beating myself up and make life harder for myself than it has to be, then please check out the link, read it, and see if it's for you, and I would love to welcome you in the group. And it's fun, and I'd say give yourself this gift. You can only get better and learn more. So I'm sending you lots of love, lots of self-love and courage from my home in Florence, and looking forward to talking to you soon. Goodbye, lovelies.